It's the show that gives your entire life meaning. It's the Mike Sasson Show. We are on the River's Edge at www.riversedgepgh.com, or you are watching us on Facebook Live, or you are listening to us on TuneIn Radio across the planet Earth. Also, you might be listening to us on one of the several podcast formats, either Google Play, SoundCloud, or iTunes. It's a show that is so good, the internet decided to keep it. Again, my name is Mike Sasson. Over there is the first ballot Internet Radio Hall of Famer. Currently, if you want to visit the Internet Radio Hall of Fame, it is outside of a Whataburger in Arlington, Texas. It is Alex Clemens. Alex, welcome back from your many travels throughout the southern United States.
Oh my God, thank you so much.
So we all missed Alex. Alex was wonderful. A couple other things that you might have missed is right now, if you're watching on Facebook Live, you might not see it on me because the logo is a little small, and Alex, it's a little bit bigger, but we're both wearing shirts about our alma maters.
And we didn't even plan it.
We didn't even plan. Like last time we had a show.
I just wanted to look smart today, to be honest.
There you go. You do look smart, and you're also wearing, are you wearing a blanket?
No, I'm wearing a blanket scarf.
Oh, okay. All right. Are you?
So it's acceptable.
Okay. That's a sweatshirt. So are you that cold in here, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you not know me?
No, I understand. You're gonna be. It'll be 90 degrees outside, and you'll just be like, "Oh, I have to,"
It's 69 in the studio right now. And
I did that for a purpose.
Freezing. Mike does not control the heat, by the way.
69. Anyway, so again on today's show, we're going to talk about Alex's vacation. We're also going to talk about why she's wearing her college because she wants to seem smart. I'm wearing mine because big win for the UConn Huskies. And then Stormy Daniels just spoke Sunday
for the first time in her life.
Well, she's spoken before. Mostly it was just we won't get into that. But in her other movies, she didn't have dialogue. Well, not a lot of dialogue.
Yeah.
Mostly people weren't watching her movies for her dialogue.
Okay.
Even though when they described her on 60 Minutes, they said that she has been performing, directing, producing, and writing adult films for 20 years. Damn. So
she is just a talent.
She is a talent. She's written a lot. I mean, wouldn't you say that like writing an adult film would just be kind of just like situations? Like
I think it would be a little bit more difficult.
Why is that?
To be honest. Well, I mean, you don't want to make them like all the rest, You want people to actually watch yours. So I feel like it would be a little bit of a challenge.
So, I mean, but I would just say, okay, man walks into girls' locker room, says, "Oh no, I didn't know this was the girls' locker room," and the two girls look at her and go, well, while you're here, that kind of stuff.
See, I want to just make more like TV where it's actually like like good actors, good dialogue, stuff like that. But then there's just like really good sex scenes in it, just like porn, but better acting. And
one of the best jokes, and I didn't even know this was going to go on, but this was when the first prequel came out for Star Wars. I was in college, and everyone was excited about it. No one knew that they were festering piles of shit.
Oh.
And I went up to one of them, and I went up to one of my buddies, and I'd already seen the movie. And he went, "Hey, what did you think of the new Star Wars?" And I went, "It's not bad." He goes, "Well, don't give away the ending, but what'd you think?" And I go, "It's pretty much what you expect from Star Wars, except for right in the middle, there was 45 minutes of hardcore gay sex." And the guy's like, "Wait, what?" And I got all my friends to like sit there and be like, "Yeah, 45 minutes was kind of weird." Yeah, I mean, like it had nothing to do with the two guys, Ewan McGregor and the other guy, the Scottish guy. They just, they boned for 45 minutes. And he's like, "No way, that's so weird." It's like, yeah, they didn't mention it in the reviews because, but yeah, it's right in the middle of it. It doesn't progress the story at all. They just did it. And I got him for about 10 minutes to believe that in a Star Wars movie there was 45 minutes of hardcore gay sex.
I'm pretty impressed, to be
Thank
honest.
you. I am impressed. I'm impressed with myself sometimes. But we'll be talking about that. Stormy Daniels spoke. Also, rude audience members. Also, a couple other stories. My top 5 includes what I believe Pittsburgh needs in order to start gaining population, because there was a bad story about Pittsburgh this past week. And also some other wonderful things in news and notes. And this week, for Fresh Eyes, in which I asked Alex to watch something from a previous generation and give me her take on something that you had never seen. Now, just so I know, had you ever seen a Poison video prior to today?
No.
Okay.
I've heard all the songs.
You've heard all the
Never seen
songs,
the videos.
but you'd never seen the videos. So again, Alex is going to give you a fresh eye take on the rock band Poison. So that should be something that we should all enjoy hearing. Again, thank you very much to the River's Edge. Always great stuff. And got some news. I'm not going to reveal it, but just give you a hint that we got some news this week about the Millvale Music Festival.
And it's very exciting.
Very exciting for me and Alex. We're going to be part of it again. We'll be giving out the deets. That's details. That's what the cool people sell, details.
No,
it's the deets.
No one says that.
Okay, I'm starting it. It's the deets that we're going to be giving them the deets out as we get closer to the May 12th date.
Yes.
So we're going to be excited about that. Also, if you want to see me do comedy, if you're watching me on Facebook Live, you can see me tomorrow night at 9 o'clock at the Pleasure Bar in Bloomfield. I will be closing out Comedy Sauce tomorrow. The great Aaron Kleiber, his show that has been going on for the last 6 years down in Bloomfield. So I will be closing that out. And then this Saturday, 2 shows. So just in case you miss one, you could go to the other at the Comptra Theater in Cranberry Township, Pennsylvania. Beautiful in the round theater. So if you've ever seen a show in the round, I've performed there a couple times. It's very interesting to perform in the round, meaning the audience is around you, Alex.
Right.
So at all times, someone is staring at your butt.
Yeah.
Which is what I want in all of my comedy shows. But at the Comptra Theater, one show's 7, one show I believe is 9 or 9:30. Check out Comptra Theater box office. It'll be me and the great Terry Jones. Terry will be headlining. I will be supporting him in everything that he does. And some other great comics will be there as well. For drinking partners, the great Dave Bracey and the great Ed Bailey. We were mentioned on the Dave Bracey and the Ed Bailey mentioned us on the WDVE show. The Mike Sasson was, so I got a little mention there.
What? Also,
just so you guys all know, little take here. I know I have 5 takes. Here's another 6th take.
Oh,
You're listening to the future because it's official. Terrestrial radio, everyone's bankrupt.
Oh, cool.
I don't know if you saw this. iHeartMedia finally declared bankruptcy when you were on break.
Yeah, that's what I was paying attention to.
Also, Steel City Media, my former employer, they declared bankruptcy this week.
Yeah, they're right down the street from me.
And, maybe not for that much longer.
Long.
Yeah, they might be moving somewhere else.
I wonder why.
Yeah, because, you let go of a talent like Mike Sasson. How long are you going to?
Exactly.
How long are you going to keep the doors open? Terrestrial radio is going bye-bye. In the future is Mike and Alex. That's the future. Alex just gave me a look that she's like, oh, God.
You know what you should do tomorrow at Pleasure Bar?
What should I do?
You should get a steak. Did you know they have kind of decent steak?
They have decent everything. It's a tremendous restaurant.
Yeah, I was very surprised. The one time that I went there, I had never been there before, and I was really craving a steak, and they made one for me.
It's a great restaurant, and great comedy, but everyone there love it, and it's an old Italian. I mean, they have great Italian food because obviously Bloomfield's Little Italy. And you could come out and watch some great comedy, and I'll be closing it out and do 20 minutes there.
I feel like eating a steak while watching you do comedy would be like there's like 2 good things to have together, you know?
I'm a steak comic, you saying?
Yeah.
Okay. What type of comedy would you say? Like, I'll give you another Pittsburgh comic, and you tell me. The great Shannon Norman. What would be the good meal with him?
I would say something like some kind of pasta, maybe.
Okay.
Or maybe like Cheetos.
Okay. Pasta or Cheetos? What about Cheetos? How about Cheetos in the pasta?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it again. Gab Benesso, who was here on the show. What would you say?
I would say something a little fancy.
Yeah. You think she's fancy or spicy? Because I think she's very
Ooh.
energetic. I would say something maybe like some fajitas.
Oh, I could see that.
Yeah.
But like nicer fajitas.
Yeah. High class fajitas.
Whatever's nicer than a fajita.
Yeah.
But also spicy.
Yeah. Maybe shrimp in the fajita. I always find that's a little bit more classy.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways,
shrimp fajitas.
so yeah. Now, as I mentioned before, big win for the Yukon Huskies. One, the women are crushing it. They're in the
Crushing
Elite
it.
Eight, number one team in the country, and also the men's team. I don't know if you saw this. Got a new basketball coach, Dan Hurley, and the cool thing about it was it came down to Pitt and Yukon. So he decided to go to Yukon. So I've been wearing my Yukon gear around Pitt fans just to remind them that
I went there once.
I went to a
and
place that
I
obviously
I
wanted the better
don't,
coach,
and-
and you didn't get him. So, Now, hopefully he doesn't turn into a complete scumbag and he sucks, but all signs point that he's positive because he did pick the mighty Yukon Huskies.
I wear my Point Park sweater because Point Park athletes are better than all the rest.
That's not remotely true.
It's very true.
At what? What are they the best at?
Everything, every sport that they play.
Okay. What are they?
What do you mean?
Aren't they the Pioneers?
Yeah, or the Bison.
Yeah, we've discussed this, that they've not really settled on a mascot there.
Well, we like to change it up. We like to keep people on their toes. Well, really, I think each team has their own thing.
They can't have their own thing.
No, but I mean, each team is either one. It's not like they're like, oh, sometimes we're the Pioneers and sometimes we're the Bison.
No, a university needs to have one. Like you were going to go to Wisconsin. They're the Wisconsin Badgers.
Yeah, I took a picture with him once.
Yeah, the Yukon Huskies. I took a picture with Jonathan once.
Not always cool.
Yeah, it's totally as cool. Jonathan's super much cooler than Bucky.
I love Bucky. He's
I-
a cool dude. Cool dude.
Jonathan. First off, Jonathan is a mascot dog, and also we have a real dog named Jonathan.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so he's a
you
real
would think
husky
that they
dog.
would change the name.
Yeah, well, no, because that's named after a
That seems
Revolutionary
weird
War
to have a fake
general.
one and a real one.
Yeah, they're both Jonathan. Jonathan the dog and Jonathan the tall guy in a suit.
Don't like it.
Yeah, well, guess what? No one cares. Anyways, moving on. Alex, you went on vacation.
I did go on vacation.
Where did you go?
Hold on, I have to put some chapstick
Oh
on.
my God. Way to be professional. We're trying to set the world on fire, and you're having chapped-lipped issues.
Well, I just wanted to have some moisturized lips to tell everyone about my vacation.
Why didn't you worry about your lips prior to the show?
Listen, so I went to Nashville.
Okay.
And I had the best hot dog that I've ever had in my life.
What was so special about said hot dog?
Okay, so in Nashville, we were only there for a night. We stopped there on our way to Florida. And we just went to all the bars around our house. On our way home, there was this hot dog vendor. And I was like, oh, I could really go for a hot dog. Not that we didn't eat just an hour ago, but I could really go
Did
for
you
a hot
have
dog.
the hot chicken? That's the big thing in Nashville.
I did have it, and it was amazing.
Really?
Yes.
Because Alex DePula, who's been touring, he was telling me last time he had a hot chicken, he vomited.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So maybe it was bad hot chicken. You got to get him to the good hot chicken place because you were a big fan.
I already forget. Oh, it's called The Row. They have the hot chicken, and you can pick your flavor, and then it comes on a pancake.
Okay.
Very delicious. And I got some Brussels sprouts on the side.
Okay. I would think I need, if I were to do the hot chicken sandwich, I would feel I'd need a good amount of pickles.
Well, it's not a sandwich, so
They
I didn't
have hot
get a
chicken
sandwich.
sandwiches.
Yeah, but I did not get a sandwich.
Oh, okay.
I just got the hot chicken.
Okay. So you had
But it
chicken
was
and waffles,
delicious.
except. Okay. All right. So you got the hot dog.
And then so we were put everything on it. Put whatever you want on it. Just load her up. And I have this great picture of me with a hot dog, and it's like hoagie size. It's huge.
Okay.
It was amazing.
You have a
It was
picture
so
and you're not
amazing.
sharing it with our viewers?
No. I want to leave everyone in suspense because they have to go try these hot dogs.
Can we put it on Instagram?
Maybe.
We need to put this on Instagram.
I am really happy in the picture, but I spilled it all over the boots that I was wearing.
Oh,
and,
no.
all over my clothes because
Okay.
it was so difficult to eat because it was very large.
But it was the best hot dog you've ever had.
Yes.
Prior to this, what was the best hot dog you ever had?
Oh, I don't know. I don't say that for a lot of places.
Okay. But now you're saying this is
This
what,
is it.
Was it size? Was it girth? Was it the toppings? What was it?
Everything all combined together. Probably mainly the toppings.
Okay.
Because there's like sauerkraut and like these pickles and like a bunch of other good nonsense.
Mm.
Yeah, it was good.
All right. So you went to Nashville, had the best hot dog you ever had. Then you went down to Florida.
I went down to Florida.
Okay. What'd you do there?
We drank. I drank with a lot of old people.
Mm-hmm.
It was very nice. I participated in a retirement party on St. Patrick's Day.
There you go.
In the morning.
Okay.
I didn't know people had retirement parties in the morning, but they do.
Okay.
And there was unlimited mimosas, so
All right.
good retirement party.
Okay.
And we drank a lot on St. Patrick's Day.
But you weren't in Savannah on St. Patrick's Day.
I was not in Savannah on
Which
St.
is like one of the
Patrick's Day.
best places in the country to have St. Patrick's Day.
I have now heard mixed reviews.
Really?
Yes. Some people say it's just like too much. It's just a bunch of people like it's like being
amateur hour.
It's like being in the South Side on St. Patrick's Day, but like 10 times worse.
Okay.
You know, it's like
Because of the accents, because of the Southern accents.
no.
Okay.
That wouldn't make it better.
Oh, okay.
No, yeah, it's just a bunch of stupid people that never go out and drink, getting shit faced and like doing stupid shit and like blah. I personally liked. I was there the week before St. Patrick's Day last year, and that's when I did a bar crawl.
Okay.
And I loved that, so I might do that again, but not St. Patrick's Day.
Now in Florida, where were you in Florida?
Pensacola, Florida.
Pensacola, Florida. You did a lot of drinking down there.
I was right on the water.
There you
I
go.
woke up every morning at sunrise, despite the drinking, and watched the sunrise on the beach.
Wow.
It was beautiful and relaxing.
I'm very proud of you. And you're very relaxed because you have a very high-stress job and a high-stress life, and you need to be able to sit there and enjoy a nice sunset.
It's mainly this that is the most stress in my life.
It's amazing the most stressful thing in your life is the least stressful in mine.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that's why it's the most stressful thing in my life. You know?
Okay. Now you went to Savannah, right?
Then I flew on up to Savannah.
Even though, did you fly?
I did. I drove to Nashville, drove to Pensacola, and then flew to Savannah, and then flew home.
Okay. Did you? So tell me about Savannah. You've been there multiple times.
This was my second time,
Which
and I
makes it
loved
multiple.
it just as much as the first.
Okay. Yeah, people say it's a very mysterious city.
Mysterious.
Yeah, there's a lot of intrigue. It's like a very weird.
I've never
place.
heard anyone say this.
It's like a place where a
one's
southern
ever said
gentleman in
that.
a suit is like taking you down an alley and showing you like a weird club that
Nope.
plays like weird jazz that
No
no
one's
one's
ever
ever
said
heard
that
of.
about Savannah.
Okay.
I don't believe you.
right.
It's a beautiful, like, southern charm little place, and I love it. And they have beautiful trees, and everything is beautiful, and people are so nice, and it's amazing.
By the way, Savannah, great name for a porno actress. There's like 9 Savannahs.
I know a child named Savannah who's the worst child in the whole world.
Okay.
I almost didn't go to Savannah because of this child.
All right, like she was your age?
No, a child.
Okay, she's just a horrible child.
Yeah, she's probably, I don't know, 12 by now. She's the worst child I've ever met in my life.
More than likely, she's dealing with her own stress by the fact if you Google the term Savannah porno star, 37 women show up.
Yeah. I mean, she might be at that point in her life now. She's about to become a teenager.
That she
Yeah.
knows that like how many people being like
No, she's a child. I don't know. I don't think she'd be good.
like one of my okay, we'll walk past that one. Anyway, so I remember when I was growing up, it slipped out that one of my friend's mom's name was Bambi. And so we
As
all
her real name.
the God-given name was Bambi.
Not even like a longer version of Bambi.
Nope.
Just Bambi.
Mama named him Bambi, not Bandy.
Did the
Bambi.
mom die? That's how Bambi works. Right?
No, she was actually extremely hot, so we all like made like the whole stripper thing kind of jokes.
Okay.
So, but that's one thing you always got to worry about with names. Like when my newest nephew, well, actually my second newest nephew was born. My sister-in-law Heidi was always concerned that my brother was Jack. He's like, I like Jack. It's a nice name. It's a nice American like name. Is a guy help you move. Guy who'd kick somebody's ass if he talks shit on you. Jack. It's a good name. And my sister-in-law was always concerned that people will call him Jackass or Jack Off or something
No.
like that. Yeah, and we were all like, no, that's.
I mean, maybe, but I think with any name, you're going to get some shitty nicknames out of it. Except Alex. Nothing rhymes with that.
nothing. No shitty nicknames from Alex.
Nope.
basically everything just came off sass with me. Not Mike was.
Yeah.
If you talk to most of the people at Fox Chapel Area High School and at the University of Connecticut and asked what was my first name, I would say 90% of the people would not know. A good percentage would just know me as Sass. So, or Sasquatch, Sassy.
I met a baby the other day named Sassafras.
There you go. Sassafras was her first name. Mm-hmm. All right, there you go. Sassafras. That's a very interesting. That would be a name that you do something off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, and then you went from Savannah, and then you got home.
And I came home.
And when was that?
Friday.
Okay, so you've been decompressing back to Pittsburgh, back to the workaday world, back to all.
Yeah, I've been working since I got home. So.
Okay. Well, then we're happy to have you, Alex, and thank you very much. And now, because obviously we are the Trump/porno star headquarters for your news.
Yeah, that's our new name for the show.
Yeah, Stormy Daniels finally spoke. Speaking of porno stars, not named Savannah.
Yeah.
Her name was Stormy, which
Yes.
is kind of close.
Right.
She probably wanted to be Savannah Daniels.
No,
That'd be a sweet porno
That's
name.
actually nice. I think that's too nice.
You think that's too nice for? If a porno star was named Savannah Daniels, that's pretty good.
I don't know. I think it's a little too classy or something.
But that's the thing. She's the classy porno star.
Oh.
She's the girl that
She,
has sex.
Definitely doesn't do butt stuff.
Yeah, that's like a big deal. She works up after a couple years to the butt stuff.
Yeah, and it's like the most watched video ever.
Yeah, but Stormy did it like second video. Anyway, so she finally did her interview. A lot of the stuff we had already talked about. The fact that she claims that she only had sex with Donald Trump once. It was in that hotel room.
Right. Because why would you do it again?
What do you mean?
Why would she do it again?
Why would she? She had it once.
Yeah.
And honestly, if I was Donald, I wouldn't even try to do it again. You had it once, and she seemed to be okay with it, And if
you can get her, I'm sure you can get other, hot women. So.
Yeah. Which, by the way, there was his other slutty conquest, the Playboy model that we talked about, Karen
Yes.
McDougal. She did an interview on Thursday. She came off really, really, really stupid, in my opinion.
I don't like her.
She still has the crazy eyes, like you talked about that.
Do not like her.
But the thing that got me was why she said she had sex with Donald Trump. First off, she said he was brilliant, which I can understand. If you're a Playboy model and you're hanging out with like Pauly Shore and like David Spade all day, yeah, there's a good chance that Donald Trump's brilliant. The other thing that got me was the fact that she said the reason why it had nothing to do with his money, had nothing to do with his fame. She really liked him because he was really smart and he had great posture.
That's a ridiculous thing. I've never paid attention to anyone's posture.
You've never had women talk about dudes' posture?
No.
Like, yo, look at that posture on that. Yo.
No.
Never discussed posture with women.
No.
Now, I think it was that she was just really excited that he had such great posture because he was carrying around.
Does he have good posture?
Thank you for stepping on my joke. But
I need to know, though.
I think for a 70-year-old man, he's got okay posture.
Are you trying to have better posture right
now?
now?
No, I'm actually now trying to just move my own back so I have good posture when I'm 70 so that I can get, Playboy playmates. But again, I've never heard that posture. And then the other thing that gets me is that, so same story with Stormy Daniels with Karen McDougal. Got her to the hotel room, was like, hey, we're going to have dinner at the Beverly Hills Hotel. Assumes she's going to have it at the restaurant, has it in the room, walks over to the bed, they do the deed. Same thing with Stormy Daniels. Stormy Daniels goes into the bathroom, comes out, Donald Trump is there. Now, here's where it gets very sad. Because Stormy Daniels talked about her mindset when this happened. She sits there and she goes, and this was the 60 Minutes interview that happened on Sunday. She said, yeah, I saw him on the bed. He was perched on the bed, and the only thought I had was, this is what happens when you make stupid decisions, Stormy. Now this is the situation you're in. You deserve this.
Now, not what great posture that guy has.
Yeah. But my thing is, if you think about that, get out of that room. But I don't know. Whatever. Now, here's a couple things. Number one, if I'm Donald Trump, I think if you really asked him right now what he's mad about the fact that these two women are ruining his move.
Ooh.
Because he has the move down, invites them to dinner, thinks it's going to be out there. It's actually in the hotel room. They're still cool with it because it's a nice hotel room.
Do they still get dinner?
Yeah, they got to eat dinner.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all I care about.
Yeah.
It better be nice dinner.
But okay, so let me ask you a question. Dude invites you over, says, "Hey, come over to the the William Penn. We'll have dinner." You're thinking, "Hey, I'm going to go to one of the nice restaurants in the William Penn." Takes you to the suite, has dinner at the suite. You're not disappointed?
As long as I get dinner.
Okay, if it's a good dinner, you're good.
Yeah.
And then you go over to the bed and frolic. That's
No,
your good.
I think I'd want to frolic beforehand, and then I can just enjoy the dinner and then peace out, you know?
Because if you
like I wouldn't have to worry about any. Like if I'm at dinner
Uh-huh.
and we're like having dinner and like having conversation and stuff, like, oh my god, what's gonna happen afterwards? Like, am I gonna sleep with this dude? What's gonna happen? Blah blah. You just get all that worrying out of the way, and then you can enjoy your dinner and not have to think about anything, and then just leave.
So when you walk into the room, you're just sitting there going, and you're just like, "Hey, what's for dinner?" And he's just like, "I'm having steaks brought up." You're like, "Great. When are they coming up? Half hour? Wonderful.
Can we have mine to go, please?
Yeah. Or you just get, you wouldn't even have dinner with the guy. You
Yeah,
just go over to the
all
bed
right,
and just
see
go,
ya.
all right, that's why I showed up here.
I
Let's
can see
get
my steak.
Yeah, let's get here and take a doggy bag.
Yeah. Or I'd just go down to the bar and like charge a bunch of things on his room, you know?
That'd be a pretty cool move.
Yeah.
Because you just walked out. And I'm sure if Donald Trump, that's the move, he's not going to be like, "Oh, you charged extra, drinks to."
Yeah, what is he going to do? He's going to have to pay for him.
Yeah, especially since, if he doesn't want the wife to find out.
And I know what room he's in.
Yeah.
All you need to do is tell him the room number.
So this is why Alex, you don't want to deal with Alex if you're a Donald Trump type. You don't want that because Alex will make that the most. It'll make it to where like the $130,000 that he paid off Stormy Daniels will be nothing.
Yeah.
Because that'll be like what you'll pay on wine in one night.
Yes.
You'll get bottles to go. Could you get bottles to go?
It depends on where you are.
Yeah, I bet you the nice places they let you do it.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna get one of those like $1 million bottles of champagne and drop it on the floor.
yeah, just say screw this and then break it.
Yep.
That's a baller move.
Yeah.
That is a baller move. So again, and also final take about the Stormy Daniels thing. No one's going to talk about the fact that this whole thing is now they're trying to get Donald Trump in trouble for campaign finance issues. And the problem is that they're going to sit there and no one's going to care because it's not cool, like talking about a porno star banging the president. So no one's going to notice, and it's going to go on for the next couple of years, and probably nothing will happen. Or he'll get impeached, one of the two. So when we come back, Alex will have her bar thoughts and experience. Over the last 2 weeks, she's been drinking a lot. So it's going to be an amazing bar thought. Then I'm going to have my top 5 takes. Then we're going to do Fresh Eyes with the band Poison. I had Alex watch Talk Dirty to Me. Nothing but a good time. And every rose has its thorn. Will Alex like it or think it's a festering bowl of dog poop? Place your bets now. It's the Mike Sasson Show. You're listening on www.riversedgepgh.com. We will be right back.
Brian Crawford letting you know that Kevin Slogic, my State Farm agent in Allison Park, is here to help life go right and reminds you that you're listening to the River's Edge Radio Network.
Come on, go! It's green! Come on! Go!
God damn it, Brian. You need to calm down
I'm
with the road
sick of
rage.
these people, these assholes.
The road rage, man. You gotta calm down on the road rage.
Well, I want to get to where we're going. We have a lot of great stuff coming up. We're going to the Falling Water,
Bicycle heaven.
the Mattress Factory,
Tuck knob.
Trundle Manor. All right, which way do I go? Which way do I go? Come on,
right,
come on.
right.
Too late now.
Right, come on.
Well, too late now. I gotta keep going. I'm not gonna sit here like some asshole.
Oh, come on, man.
All right, you're listening to the Culture Cruise. You can find us at riversedgepgh.com.
Your local Pittsburgh area museum podcast.
Yes, riversedgepgh.com, and come take a ride with us.
You are listening to The River's Edge at www.riversedgepgh.com, or you're watching on Facebook Live, or you are listening on several of the podcast formats, iTunes, SoundCloud, or Google Play, or you are listening live on the TuneIn Radio app. It is The Mike Sasson Show. My name is Mike Sasson. That is Alex Clemens. Again, tomorrow night at 9:30, it is at Pleasure Bar down in the heart of Bloomfield, Pittsburgh's Little Italy. I will be performing a 20-minute set. So if you want to come out, I'll be doing a lot of new stuff. So if you've seen me, you're going to see some new stuff tomorrow. Also, this Saturday, you're going to see me perform, hopefully, at the Comptra Theater. 2 shows, me and Terry Jones. It's going to be a great thing, 7 and 9 o'clock. Comptra Theater, Cranberry Township, Pennsylvania. But Alex, it's her time. It's her bar thoughts. It's her experience. Play your song.
Maybe y'all can relate. My style's dope anyway that you slice it. It's a fresh cut, hope that you like.
Now, Alex, you've had 2 weeks for this bar thought. Lay on the bar thought on the listening public.
So despite my 2-week drinking span, I have 2 thoughts for you.
Okay, so you have 2 distinct thoughts.
Well, technically it's just really one split into 2.
Okay. It's like a special.
Cut 'em right in half.
It's like a special. Like remember when they have like you're watching like a TV show. It's like a half-hour show, and you
Yeah.
realize at like 25, like there's no way that they're gonna wrap this all up.
Yes.
So you know it's gonna be a to be
Yes.
continued.
Yeah.
So instead of waiting till next week and doing a 2-part bar thought and
Yeah.
experience, you're gonna do the whole thing now.
Technically, it's like 3 parts. Anyways,
Okay.
I found a couple ways to pick up guys that I think I knew before, but really were set in stone for me this past week. We were in Savannah, and me and my sister went out a couple of the nights.
Okay.
And I found 3 things that really help pick up dudes.
Now let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you believe that this will help guys pick up women?
No.
Okay, good.
Very opposite.
So if you're
one of them will.
Okay. Make sure you tell us which one it is.
Okay, I'll start with that one.
Okay. This is Alex. We'll be going over for ladies how to pick up guys, or one of them will be how guys can pick up girls or girls can pick up guys. Go.
So this one is both.
Okay.
Dance like no one's watching, and like you'll never see anyone that you see again. Because that is my main thing, is that when I am dancing, I just like to have a good time, especially if someone's playing some early 2000s like hip hop.
Okay.
I am all about that.
All right.
And I will dad dance all over that place. And as long as you have a smile on and you're enjoying yourself, people are like, that girl's a lot of fun. She's fun. I like her. I like her. And if a dude's doing that, I'm always like, that guy's having a lot of fun. I would date him.
Here's a couple things that would hurt me in that instance. Anytime.
Don't dance.
Yeah. Well, I can dance because I'm an amazing athlete. The problem is sweat. Sweat occurs when I move around a lot. So anytime I go to a club, anytime I do anything like that, they better do this in like the middle of the winter in a meatpacking district.
It's not that you like stand out on any dance floor because you're obviously like the tallest person there. It's not that. It's the sweat thing.
It's sweat. I mean, I'm an amazing dancer because I'm an amazing athlete. And,
Right.
I mean, I got the sweet moves.
I've never heard. Okay. I've never heard someone be like, just because I'm an amazing athlete means I'm an amazing dancer.
No, in this case, it is.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
because I got the light feet, you know. But yeah, it's the sweat that becomes the issue. Like I start, when I'm start moving, it's my body needs to cool down. So that's my only issue with that situation.
Yeah, I don't sweat, so I don't know how that.
You don't sweat at all?
I mean, I sweat, but like, really, unless I'm sick, is the only time like it smells really bad. And if it does smell bad, it smells like hoagies. And
Okay.
sometimes guys are still attracted to that.
I
so
would
it's
say
okay.
a woman smelling like hoagies would get me excited.
Right?
So, yeah, there you go.
I sometimes love it.
There you go. Now, now, this is now just for women picking up dudes. Go.
Number 2, go out with your sister.
Okay.
Dudes love sisters. They're like, and it's the most exciting thing whenever you're like, because no one knows, like, no one ever, me and my sister, whenever we're out, they never expect us to be sisters, like, ever. They're never like, they never come up to us like that. Like, oh, you guys sisters? Like, even though we kind of look alike and stuff, no one ever expects it. So we're like,
Well, you mean, well, first off, the hair, I mean, she has like natural, like, blondish hair.
yeah,
And you have, the orange hair at this point.
right. But
So-
obviously,
Yeah. Facially, yeah. If someone stared at your
Facially,
face,
yeah,
you would.
which they should.
Yeah, they should just stare at your face because that wouldn't be at all creepy. But you're saying go now. I would say that if I go up and I see 2 sisters that are happy and ready to party, it's a good deal because I think instinctively, a couple things. Number one, you want to know you're pretty sure that there's going to be attractiveness throughout. So like any offspring, anything like that, intrinsically,
Right.
there's going to be attractiveness.
Yes.
Also, there are probably some kinky people that would be like, dude, if I could screw two sisters,
Exactly,
that
yeah.
would be, I didn't want to get to that first because,
Okay,
I
sorry.
didn't want to be the creepiest dude in the world, which pretty much what this show proves is I am. But I think there are some sexually like, dude, if I could get two sisters to like double team me, that'd be
Yeah,
pretty
it's
cool.
like twins.
Yeah. Twins is the ultimate.
Right, obviously, for everyone.
Yeah, there were two twin girls at UConn that were pretty cute. Singularly, they were fine. They were okay, but together, it was like
horrible.
awesome.
Okay.
Like I'm just being honest. Singularly, they were like, whatever.
Yeah.
But two of them together, like, all right, here we go. So you're saying bring a sister out. Now,
Bring a sister.
Now, let me
If
ask
you
you-
ain't got one, adopt one.
now that's the other thing. Let's say if you were going out with just a female friend, would you just say, hey, we're sisters tonight?
No,
Okay. You wouldn't do that.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't go out with female friends.
Okay. Well, first off, I would say eventually you might, and then, that might be a move you do. All right. What's the third one?
Fall on your face.
Okay.
I personally, when I was in Savannah, I was dancing the night away, and at the bar that we were at, there was this little. So from the dance floor, there was a little deck off of the dance floor, and there was like a little lip kind of going out from the dance floor to the deck.
Yep.
And I was like dancing out onto the deck. I was just by myself. My sister was in the bathroom at this point. I was just by myself, like dancing everywhere.
Okay.
And I fell right down on my knees and like almost hit my face off of the floor.
Oh, no.
Oh no. But people ran to my rescue. All these dudes were just like, oh my God, are you okay? And like help pick me up and stuff like that. And then I had great conversations with people. I have very bruised, swollen knees.
Okay.
But it totally worked.
So if you're going to do this, I would say pre-plan and have some knee pads on.
Oh, if you're smart, yes. If
Okay.
but like I was drunk, so at that time it really didn't bother me.
Okay. Now, a couple things about, I think men love to solve problems.
They do. They love to take care of people.
Yeah, they love to be able to show a woman that they can. So I think the fact that you were showing that you were, I'm vulnerable.
Right.
Oh, and then the guy's like, look at me. I can say, oh, are you okay? All this other kind of stuff. That's why men love it. If like I've gone out to bars, even though I don't smoke, and I have a lighter on me, so that if the woman goes, oh, did anybody have a light? Boom, I solved your problem. You needed a light. There I go.
See, the falling thing is though that you have to do it right
Okay.
because there's a certain kind of falling that's like that girl's drunk as shit.
Uh-huh.
And you don't want to be that girl.
Yeah.
You don't want to be that kind of falling. You want to fall like gracefully or like I was doing it while I was dancing. So I was just like clumsy while I was dancing, but I was
Okay.
still having a good time. I wasn't just like shit faced.
Okay.
It was actually the beginning of our night. So I was only slightly shit faced.
Well, and now now I've let you gone through the three, and let's
Yes.
review. 1, dance like no one's watching.
yeah.
2, bring your sister.
Yeah.
3, fall on your face.
Yes.
Now, does it work for men if there are 2 brothers?
Actually, I feel like it might.
Okay.
I feel like it might.
Okay.
Especially, yeah, I guess if they're like 2 really attractive brothers, I'm like, oh. But it also might cause a feud in my head, Cause,
You wouldn't want to get with 2 brothers at the same time?
well, I mean, yeah, but I doubt that would happen. So then I'd have to pick between the 2 brothers. And like, I don't like choosing.
Yeah.
I
So-
don't like to make decisions.
Yeah,
So
decisions. That's when like the part about men solving problems gets into it. So then you bring an attractive friend over, both brothers get a girl, then you've solved the problem.
But I still have to decide between them.
I know, but you pick and then you bring the woman over and you make her
But
pick
what
too.
if I want one and then I want the other
then
also?
you tag and you say and you put on your
Tag
phone.
team.
you play tag and you go ear it and then you just kind of rotate.
Oh, okay, that's
Or
nice.
you look like exactly like the other person that you're with, so that the guy doesn't even know that he's with the other person. There's a lot of different things you can work with. Now, let's speak to the elephant in the room.
Okay.
You are an attractive woman.
What?
Your sister is an attractive woman.
Yeah.
Do you think that ultimately these worked because you're an attractive woman and pretty much anything would work?
Well, anything works because I'm an attractive woman. If a hideous person fell on their face, you guys might not be as susceptible to picking them up.
Yes, because I think there are people that be watching this and go, Alex, I highly doubt you have any problem getting male attention at a bar.
Well, yeah, but like these are good ways for maybe people who aren't me.
Okay.
I would say you could try out.
Okay. Now let me ask you this question. Have you in a situation ever openly been flirtatious with a man and he just was like, nope?
Once.
I
mean, I'm sure there's more times, but I can specifically remember one time.
What happened?
I was maybe a freshman or sophomore in college, and we were at this party, and I was definitely very, very drunk. And there was this dude who's on the baseball team, and I just had my eyes on him the whole night.
Was he a Pioneer or a Bison?
I don't remember what they were.
Yeah, you could have solved that problem.
And I went up to him, and I was talking to him, and I tried to make out with him, and he just wasn't for it at all.
Wow.
And I was like, I don't really know.
Did it hurt you to your
to
soul?
do in this situation? Yeah. It really did.
Yeah. Did it make you question
especially
your own?
Because he was attractive, but you're not the most attractive dude in the world, man.
That's the worst feeling in the world.
What are you doing? You're at a party. You're just gonna stand here and not make out with me.
Yeah.
What's wrong?
That's the worst feeling in the world is when you in your own mind settle.
Right?
You're like, okay, I'll go for her, or for your case, him or her. I don't know. And you go up and you're like, hey, what's up? And they blow you off.
Right.
Your settle blew off. And then you're sitting there going, I settled for you.
Yeah. What do I do now?
Yeah.
What do I do? I'm just going to go home.
Yeah.
Screw this.
You were my, what might be more realistic. And even the more realistic was like, no.
You know what? It was his house that we were at. So
Okay.
we stole a bunch of things from his pantry.
Afterwards or before?
Oh, after.
Okay,
He
so
didn't make
his
out with me.
revenge for not making out with you was...
I'm going to steal all of the Jell-O in your closet.
The fact that he had Jell-O in his closet means that there's possibly that
I
he
don't
was
even
maybe
remember.
not into women.
We stole there was rings or something that we stole and Jell-O, and there was something else, but I think an ice bucket that we just kind of threw everything in.
Okay.
I don't know. People were mad at us though because they totally saw us leaving with all this shit. What are you doing? So sorry, this kid didn't make out with me.
Yeah.
This is what you get.
Next time, if Alex wants to make out with you, God damn it, make out with her. Or again, there goes your Jell-O.
Yes.
Thank you very much,
Oh my
Alex,
God, you're
for your
welcome.
bar thoughts and experience. Now, it's my 5 takes. It's my bar thoughts and experience, but I don't drink, so it makes me a little bit weirder. Play my song. What are you laughing about?
There's an Alexa next to us, and it keeps showing me news things,
Uh-huh.
and it says something like groundhog arrested for fraud.
Well,
It's what the hell? What? That made you want to click on it?
yeah, of course.
Good job, Alexa.
Yeah, groundhogs, they're dirty bastards sometimes, and you have to watch them.
All right, your 5 takes.
Okay, 5 takes. Number 1, big deal this weekend. The march down in Washington, Pittsburgh, all over the place for they're trying to stop guns, all that kind of good stuff. So they're, again, fighting for our lives or whatever they called it. Here's my take.
Yeah.
At minimum, I believe, to own a gun in this country, it should be as difficult as driving a car.
Ooh.
Meaning, you have to be a certain age.
Yes.
You have to show competency. You have to get in front of someone and show you can do it. You have to get a license. You have to reapply that license. You have to get insurance. You got to do all that kind of stuff. It should be at least as hard to get a driver's license as it should be to get an gun license.
I like that.
Okay, that's simple. I'm not saying you can't have a gun. I'm just saying it shouldn't be any easier or harder. Next take. So there was this story that I saw when I was collecting stories about this kid that wants to be a rapper. So he put this his mixtape in Happy Meals. And I'm sitting there going, this is awesome. This is awesome story. This is great. I see the
He's
picture.
a young entrepreneur.
Yeah, all this kind of good stuff. And this is funny. This will be great for my show, all this other kind of stuff. But then I started to look into it. Anytime I see one of these stories, I try to get another story to sit there and find out, okay, is this true? All this kind of stuff. Turns out it's not true.
No, God damn it.
Yeah, and the picture they're showing is actually of a kid in Western Pennsylvania who got caught selling heroin outside of a McDonald's.
That's very much the opposite.
Yeah, so my point being this, it's not that hard to report the news correctly. All you have to do is show a little gumption and find another source.
Yes.
But that's why I say when anyone messes up in the news, it's not fake news. You shouldn't scream fake news. You should just scream lazy news. It's because someone heard something, they wrote it down. They're like, okay, I don't care. I'll write. Oh, President Trump is actually a shaven, horse, and so everyone runs with it. And then someone goes, oh, did you check with somebody else? Like, did you check with a horse expert? And they're like, no. Well, it turns out he's not. He's just a person.
But
and you're just
my
like,
God, if he was.
I know, but that's the point. It'd be a great story if this kid did put mixtapes in McDonald's Happy Meals.
Yeah.
But guess what? He didn't. It was heroin he was selling, which is a lot more serious. But me, being the studious journalist that I am, double-checked.
I feel like I would have gone out and got a Happy Meal from around this guy's place of business just to try and find one. I feel like that could have upped sales for
Yes.
McDonald's.
Just mixtapes or heroin?
Both,
Okay.
probably.
Yeah. There was a place in East Liberty, a McDonald's, that was selling heroin. And so what you did was there was like 6 like value meals, like a number 1, number 2, number
Right.
3. And so the code was you'd go, yeah, can I have a number 7?
Yeah.
And the guy would be like, okay, come up to the thing. And you'd buy heroin out of the window. Which brings up a point my dad one time talked about all these like places. I remember I was at a restaurant. Let's just call it Eaton Park. And I was there. It was late at night. It was after one of my comedy shows. I just wanted something to eat. It was a 24-hour place. And there were like 5, I'll call them what they were, kids. All of them are under the age of 18. It was during the NCAA tournament, so they're watching the NCAA tournament on TV. None of them were paying any attention to me. None of them were taking my order. And I eventually just walked out.
Yeah.
And it brought back something again that my dad said. You spend millions of dollars to build these restaurants, McDonald's, Eaton Park, all this kind of stuff. And then you hand it over to 17, 18-year-old kids. That's why he never thought that it was a good business model, because he couldn't take the pressure of, okay, my $1 million establishment is basically in charge of a bunch of kids that are just trying to get weed money.
Right.
So, but it also goes back to the fact that I, great studious journalist, actually double-check my sources. Now the next one, and I have a prop for this one.
Oh, God.
So as I told you a couple weeks ago, I bought Metallica tickets. Metallica's coming in on October 18th.
Oh, and they gave you a CD with
They
it.
gave me a CD for it. So this is their newest CD, Hardwired to Self-Destruct. It's the first CD I've actually had that new in probably, I'd say, 5 or 6 years
Do you have a CD player?
in my car.
Yeah.
Okay, now here's the thing about it. So I forgot how annoying these things are.
CDs?
Yes.
Why is that?
Because, okay, first and foremost, I have Google Play. So anytime I want to listen to anything, Metallica, freaking Debbie Gibson, Deepak Chopra, Beatles, whatever, I have all of the history of recorded music. I press play. I have the Bluetooth hooked up to my radio. I play it, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Now they're asking me to rip off all the plastic off this thing.
Which you did.
Which I did, but that took like maybe 15 seconds. That was annoying. Then I got to find a place to put the plastic because I'm in my car, and now now that might mess up my car. Then I got to take out this thing, and I got to make sure that, okay, where am I putting? Okay, I can't have it scratched. I can't do any of that stuff. Then I have a CD in my CD player because, again, I didn't want to have nothing in my CD player. So I pressed it out. Now where do I got to put this one? I got to put it in that. And now this is screwed. That's a
Seems like
Van
you're just
Halen
thinking
and a
too
Metallica.
much.
But it just brings me to the point that for years, this is what the only way we got music was this. And now we have new forms. And it's really made me lazy to the fact that this is now really bothering me.
Yeah, I don't know. I listen to CDs in the radio in my car all the time. And that's pretty much like the one place that I listen to music. So...
Except the Sirius XM that I bought you for your...
Yeah, I totally use that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, thanks. All right. Lesson number
Hey, let me give you a gift that you have to pay for.
It's like $8. Mm-hmm. $8. That's you could get
Still a
like
weird
all like
gift.
Howard Stern, all this kind
know?
of stuff. All right, great. All right. Number 2, bad news for the city of Pittsburgh. This past week, they census estimated that the metro city of Pittsburgh lost about 8,000 residents when it combined with number of old people died, number of women that aren't giving birth, and then people that just flat out left. Second most major of any major metro area, only besides Chicago.
Ooh.
Now, here is when you'll know when Pittsburgh is back growing again. When you walk down the street of a major area in Pittsburgh and all you hear is Spanish. We're the only major city I've ever been in that you never or rarely hear anybody speak in Spanish.
That's true.
Well, you'll know when we're back as a city when you go through entire areas of Queens where you feel like you're in a different country.
Yeah.
Until that happens here in Pittsburgh, you know we're going to be just kind of just treading water when it comes to population.
Well, they're blaming millennials for us not having babies soon enough. That's why the population is decreasing.
Yeah, people are having less babies.
Yeah.
So have more babies, I guess. I don't know. I don't have any babies.
My parents really wanted to tell me that statistic.
There you go. Alex should have babies. And that's why she needs to, dance like no one's looking, go without with her sister, and fall down a lot. All right, so that's number one. And now number one. As I mentioned before about rude audiences.
Yes.
So this past weekend, I had a show at a bar. And in the nearly 6 years of me doing stand-up, they were the rudest audience I've ever had.
Oh, no.
They talked throughout it. And the problem is I was first. It was a 3-person show. We all did equal time. But I was first, and I got through it. I did my 25 minutes. I got my money. And then I sat and watched everybody else. And they got progressively drunker and progressively worse.
What?
By the third person, it was like watching, just essentially an argument between someone with a microphone and 5 different people. People were just acting like complete animals. And here's what I have to say about that. The people after the show were coming up to us going, great show. It was really a lot of fun. And we're just like, you realize you didn't have a show. You didn't get one.
Right.
All you got was we made fun of you for a couple times being idiots, and we walked out. And this is the first audience that I had like a real problem with. There were 3 comics. One of the comics they were not a big fan of. Funny guy, but just this audience they just weren't a big fan of.
Yeah.
So he goes up to the first 2 comics, one of my friends and then me, and they go. This woman goes up to him and goes, "Hey, great show." Goes up to me, "Hey, great show," and then goes up to the third guy and goes, "You keep working on it," and walks. And we're just like, screw these people.
Yeah.
And so, again, with the rude audience, you think you got a comedy show. You think you didn't get anything. You'd have been like if you went to a Steeler game and you just walked on the field and just started kicking the ball. And you're just like, I had a fun time. Me and Ben, he was just telling me to get off the field. And I was like, yeah, you get off the field. And I kicked the ball, and then I went home. And it was a great Steeler game. And everyone's just like, no, you ruined the game.
Right.
We couldn't play the game because you just kept on acting like an idiot.
I wish it was just like a law that you could like kick people out of comedy shows if they were like that.
You can. At the Improv or any club, that's exactly what would have happened to these people. But because no one was, they call it policing the room, they were just, you just had to deal with it.
I'm just going to become a comedy enforcer.
Just go up to people and just go, hey, you got to. Now, the problem is.
Just like get up all in their face.
And that's one of the things that does happen. And it actually happened this week at Scarpazi's when you weren't here. Mm-hmm. Great audience, everyone except for this one guy. He was acting really weird.
Yeah.
And the 2 comics before me, they kind of just dealt with him, but they did no material because this guy, he was taking off his shirt and he was dancing and he was just and he wasn't saying jokes. He was just saying weird stuff and like all this kind of stuff. So I'm in the back and I'm with Ron, who hosts the show. And I go, I'm not in the mood. I'm not going to deal with this guy. And he goes, do what you want, whatever. So eventually he starts and walks to the bathroom. I do my set, and I'm doing pretty well. The 5 people that are listening to me are actually having a good time. This guy comes by, he sits there, and I'm like, all right, you're being quiet. I'll be good. I tell a joke, and then he all of a sudden just starts jabbering about nothing. I was so pissed at this guy. I looked at him and went, listen, shut the hell up. Nobody cares. no, you're not here. You're not here to perform. If you want to perform, and I pointed to Ron, I go talk to him. He'll give you 5 minutes.
Right.
If you don't want your 5 minutes, then shut the frick up. And Ron said, he goes, it was one of the most interesting things he'd ever seen because I made a 55-year-old man piss himself and then went back to comedy.
Yeah.
But again, that's sometimes what you have to do, is because without that, you're not getting a show.
Right.
And I always felt when I tell audience members that, like, you're not hurting me. I got the money in the back of my pocket. I'm going.
Yeah.
Either way, I got, I agreed to do 25 minutes. If it was 25 minutes of you just jabbering about nothing, that's great. You got a crappy show. I got my money. You're the ones
To blame.
the blame and the ones that really get hurt by it.
Yeah.
So
Don't do that.
don't do that. But I will say this. Someone who is to blame for Alex watching Poison videos is me. That's because we have a segment called Fresh Eyes. We're going to do that right after this break. We're going to do Fresh Eyes, then News and Notes, then we're going to go home. It's the Mike Sasson Show. Listening to it on the River's Edge at www.riversedgepgh.com. We will be right back.
The Double L Bar, Grant Avenue, Millville, Pennsylvania, reminding you that you're listening to the River's Edge Radio Network.
It's the Mike Sasson Show live at on Facebook Live, or you're listening to us on www.riversedgepgh.com. Thank you very much. My name's Mike Sasson. That is Alex Clemens over there. And what I have Alex do is, because she's from a slightly different generation, I ask her to watch music videos, listen to music, do whatever, watch movies that are from a different time, and I call them Fresh Eyes. And here is our song. Speaking of that, by the way, the place that I played with the rude audience, they would have loved that song.
Oh, yeah.
They would have loved it. Anyway, so this week I had Alex watch 3 videos from the glam rock band from the 1980s and 1990s, Poison. I ever watched 3 songs. Talk Dirty to Me, that was their initial song that kind of got them on the map. Nothing But a Good Time, which is kind of their anthem. That's their close of the show. And then their power ballad, Every Rose Has Its Thorn. Now, a few quick facts about Poison. Poison had a bunch of people in, but when you really talk about Poison, you're talking about Bret Michaels, the Butler, PA native, who you might have seen him at Steeler
not know
games and all
that.
that kind of good stuff. Well, they're from Pennsylvania. They're from Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, except for CeCe DeVille, who's their guitarist. He's from Brooklyn. Ricky Rocket and Bobby Dahl, who are the other people. 45 million copies of their albums sold worldwide in their career, 15 million in the U.S., 6 top 10 singles, and 1 number 1, Every Rose Has Its Thorn. So, Alex, just as I said before, have you ever seen any Poison videos prior to this?
I have not.
But you had heard of these songs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've heard all of them.
Really, even
Many times.
Even Talk Dirty to Me, which is not exactly like
It's
in heavy
played all the
rotation.
time,
Is
yeah.
it really?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I need to listen to more stuff. Anyways,
I don't know how you would not listen to it all the time.
so let's start with the first one, Talk Dirty to Me.
Yeah.
When you saw this, what did you think?
I'm very glad that we don't dress this way and no one dresses this way anymore.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong. I love fun outfits, but this is just like taking it to the extreme. And you're like, just let's like all wear something maybe a little bit more similar, and maybe like just one color or something, just something to where I'm not just the whole time focused on your outfits.
I did show the picture that we're seeing for our Facebook Live people. That is the outfits that they would normally wear. I tried to find the most outrageous 80s type look for them.
Yeah, this is even not as like colorful as what they were wearing in the videos.
Okay.
They just had like scarves on scarves on scarves and just crazy nonsense outfits, and I hated them, and I'm glad that no one dresses like that anymore.
But the thing that I always tell people about this is these guys got insane amount of girls dressed like this.
Yeah, that's and it's funny to me because you like look at their personalities and like how they act in these music videos and stuff, and it's like, oh, we're total badasses and rock stars and blah blah, and then their music is basically not that.
No. I mean, yeah, their songs, I would say, the ones that we did, that I asked you to watch. First off, Talk Dirty to Me was their first, like that was their thing that broke them, because it's a song about being 17 years old and just
Right.
screwing your girlfriend and like whatever. Did you think the song was okay, or did you think like?
Yeah, I mean,
whatever?
I like those songs. I once again would not choose to listen to them,
Mm-hmm.
but if they're on, like I'll sing, dance along, whatever.
Would you say that you like them better than Van Halen?
I don't know.
Really?
I don't know.
Better than Guns N' Roses?
Yeah.
Okay, so right now you're saying Guns N' Roses at the bottom.
Yeah.
But now, weird little fact, when they were trying to find a new guitarist in Los Angeles, one of the people that applied and almost got in was Slash. Who,
Wow.
Yeah, so Slash almost went from Guns N' Roses, kind of the grimiest, biggest band in the world, to the glam band of the history of the world.
Glam band.
Which, again, shows sometimes that, rejection can be a good thing. You weren't supposed to be there.
I want to start a band that's considered a glam band.
I think you'd fit in. You have the same type of hair that would work in 1988
I would
Los
just have to like
Angeles.
tease it like crazy.
Yeah. So, okay, that was Talk Dirty to Me. What about Nothing But a Good Time?
I think my favorite part about these first two videos is that it was kind of like watching like a bad porn, so where you have like just a tiny bit of dialogue in the beginning with really bad acting, and then
Okay.
like you get into the good stuff. But like both of those videos were exactly the same. It was like 2 seconds of talking, and then they start playing music, and then it's not like there's a little bit of a storyline in the front, but like it doesn't really matter at all. You can completely cut that part out, and nothing would change about the video.
Now, I would say that from the first video to the second video, you could tell they got more money.
Yeah,
You
definitely.
you could tell that the thing that I just love about them is the fact that if any person doesn't understand the impact of Nirvana,
Yeah.
it's that, okay, understand these were what was on. This is what was big.
Yeah.
Over the top clothes, over the top songs, over the top theatrics, explosions, fire, women, it was just over the top everything.
Yeah.
And then, but I think one thing I always find kind of frustrating is I think sometimes that the style overshadows the substance.
Yes.
Like if you wrote down Nothing But a Good Time and Bruce Springsteen sang it,
Yeah.
people would think it's a working class anthem.
Yeah.
But because a guy with teased hair and wearing, red spandex sang it, they're like, it's just a stupid song. But I mean, like the first chorus of Nothing But a Good Time is down and out, can't pay my rent, I can barely make it through the week. Saturday night I want to make my girl, but now I can't make ends meet. I'm always working, slaving every day. But okay, if Bruce Springsteen would say, down and out, can't pay my rent.
Yeah.
Everyone would be like, yeah, Bruce is singing about real stuff. So it kind of does, again, style. You're the one who put on the glam makeup and
Right.
stuff like that. But it's kind of, also I think that this song and then the next song we talk about would work today as country songs.
Oh, totally.
I bet
Absolutely,
I bet you somebody has, because I didn't Google it, I should have, but I bet you some Toby Keith or somebody could, down and out, can't pay my rent, I can barely make it through. That's a beautiful, like
It
the
really
country
would be,
swing. Yeah, absolutely. Then finally, their number one hit, Every Rose Has Its Thorn. What did you think about it? It's a different departure. It's
Yeah.
black and white. It's a lot, and it's also in the cliche of the life is hard on the road video.
Yeah.
So what did you think of that one?
Definitely more, I think, my style of music video, just because it's a little bit more simple and not like a lot of theatrics and stuff like that. And like, I don't know, it seems a lot more heartfelt, I guess, to me, because like all of the dudes are like wearing normal clothes, to the best they can.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like it's like more heartfelt, and they show like old memories and stuff like that. And I don't know, I liked it the best because I could feel their pain.
Well, I mean, definitely. Now, interesting backstory to the song. Bret Michaels wrote it.
Yeah.
And he wrote it about, essentially, he called home to his girlfriend. And they're talking, and he hears a male voice in the background. And that was the moment he found out that his girlfriend was cheating on him. So then he kind of just kept it inside for a couple years. And then he was at a laundromat in Dallas, Texas, waiting for his clothes to wash. And he just picked up an acoustic guitar, and in 20 minutes wrote this song.
Yeah.
Which again, it took them to a completely different level. I mean, this was if you were to make a list of the best power ballads of all time, if you said it was Every Rose Has Its Thorn, you'd get there.
Yeah.
And if you really look at the lyrics, they kind of don't make sense. They do a little bit, but again, you're right. It's like if you've ever been in love or ever lost anything, it hits you just because of the kind of the song it was.
It does.
Which does bring the point up of no matter how crappy you think a band is, sometimes they got one in them.
Yeah.
They got one. They got one in them.
Kind of like, yeah.
So again, I would to review. You'd say not terrible, but you wouldn't go out and seek them.
Right.
You think their clothes are insanely stupid.
Insanely stupid. I think they could have done a little bit better.
But you would say Every Rose Has Its Thorn. You're like, okay, if this comes on the radio, I'm not turning this off.
Yeah, I think any of them would kind of be like that, but I think that Every Rose Has Its Thorn would definitely be the music video that I would maybe watch again.
Now, you know they are touring this summer.
Woo, another great band touring this summer.
Yeah. But just to give you about what type of audience they now attract, when I got back from college and I got back to Pittsburgh from college, I had done concerts in Hartford. And so I thought, you know what? I had a good time doing that. I'll do concerts for a little bit here in Pittsburgh.
Right.
So I went to the KeyBank Pavilion. At the time, it was Post-Gazette or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah.
And one of the first shows that I had to do was Poison. And that week, the guy who was doing before one of the other shows that was not going to be that big. So it was but we're all sitting around here, all the security people. And the guy stands up and goes, all right, guys, we got, Neil Young's coming in. We got, In Sync in a couple weeks, whatever. But don't you dare make any plans for 2 Saturdays from now. We need all hands on deck. No one can call this off. We need everybody here. It's Poison. We all know what that means. They've replaced Leonard Skinner as the most annoying people to watch a show. Every freaking degenerate in Western Pennsylvania, Ohio, and West Virginia, every adolescent 45-year-old drunken idiot is going to be at this show. Every 45-year-old woman with droopy boobs is going to show up in bikinis pretending like she's 19 again.
Yeah.
It's going to be hell. I need all of you. And 2 Saturdays, it did not disappoint. It was exactly the type of weirdo country tattooed.
Yeah.
Every woman in bustiers that should not be in bustiers. Every guy in ripped jeans and
yeah.
And
everyone has a mom tattoo on their arm.
Oh my God. And but these songs, when Every Rose Has Its Thorn came on, not a dry eye in the house.
Oh, I'm sure.
They all were talking, I miss my baby, and all that kind of stuff. And they closed out with nothing but a good time. It was
so many panties on the stage.
So many panties, so many and large panties, because there's some big women. So many flappy boobs. It was a night. So to think that they are now, and this was 16 years ago. Now, 16 years later,
no,
it might not be. If you're into people watching, it might not be a bad idea.
I don't even know if I want to people watch that. Maybe watch it on a video, but I don't think I'd even want to be there.
I definitely wouldn't want to be in the lawn.
No,
because there would be some absolute just
grandma sex having
grandma WT sex. It would be some. Grandma's having kids because they're young enough to do it.
Yeah.
That would be some interesting stuff.
Yep.
So that was Fresh Eyes. Thank you very much, Alex.
Oh my God, you're welcome.
And now it's news and notes from the world of sports, gossip, and weirdness around the world. Play the song. It all starts now.
It all starts now, Mike.
It all starts now. And big news out of the world of high fashion. Britney Spears is now, it was actually a big deal because she hadn't gotten a big, high fashion nod her entire career. So everyone was all excited that she was going to be the new face of Kenzo.
I don't know what the hell Kenzo is.
Neither did I. I had to Google it. It was a Japanese man who moved to Paris like 30 years ago and has a fashion line. Apparently, it's a big deal that she did this. But here's the thing that gets me. Are you looking at the pictures right now, Alex?
Mm-hmm.
She's a 36-year-old mother of 2.
Still doesn't look like she has real hair.
Yeah, but tell me right now that they're not trying to make her look like she's like 18 years old.
Yeah, definitely. This is definitely the exact outfit that they would have put her in when she was 18 years old.
Am I the only one who feels that like we're not allowing this woman
To grow
to
up.
be a 36-year-old mother of 2? I mean, she's a
Absolutely, yeah.
beautiful 36-year-old mother of 2, but let her be a 36-year-old mother of 2.
Yeah, I agree.
I think the reason why people don't want to do that is because her fan base, the people that go out to Las Vegas and see her shows and all that kind of good stuff, they cannot admit that they're now older. And if she would admit that she's older, that would make them have to realize that they're older.
Yeah.
It's the same reason why people go to Poison concerts and go. They can't admit that, hey, you know what? Maybe it's a little inappropriate. When you're 18 years old, when you're blasting in your, in your IROC,
Yeah.
nothing but a good time, it made sense. You're now in your 50s, you might need to grow up. Same thing here. Let the woman be 36.
I don't think anyone wants that to happen. It's like thinking about Beyonce being like 70 years old.
But I think she'll be just what Aretha Franklin is right now.
Yeah.
She'll be the grand, the grand dame of soul. She'll sing the national anthem at a Super Bowl. She'll be respected.
I do think it's probably hard too that like because like Britney went through that whole crazy phase, like everyone kind of treated her as a child still. They're
She
like,
still is.
oh, she definitely has not grown up mentally.
I technically believe that she's still under the order. She's like she's not legally an adult in the eyes of the state of California. And the fact that you could tell over the last couple years that because all she has to do is perform and work out, that she's working out like a demon.
Yeah.
And so that she's got an amazing body for a 36-year-old mother of 2. But I saw these pictures and I'm just like, damn, she looks good, but she's wearing a backpack in one.
Yeah.
She legitimately is wearing the same clothes that they would have put her in 1998.
Yeah.
And I think there's a part of that where it's just like, you know what?
Let's move on.
Let's move on and let's make sure that Britney, be 36 and beautiful. You're okay with that. Someone else who is beautiful, Wendy's Hamburgers. And they did something this week that's getting a lot of attention. They dropped a mixtape.
This is amazing.
And here's the other thing that's amazing about it. I listened to it and other people listen to it. It's actually really good.
Really?
It's really, really good.
Who's like the artist behind it?
It's someone who's unknown. They didn't release it.
Nice.
But like it's absolutely really, really cool. Now, and they're kind of which is I think cool of them to do it. They're making fun of McDonald's. Like in one of them is like you clowning. So it's like like Ronald McDonald, and they made fun of the fact that their ice cream machine is always broke, and they did 4 for $4. I'll do the.
Are you gonna rap it for us right now, Mike?
I can't rap it all.
Yes, you can.
No, I can't. So one of them's called Twitter Fingers. Another one's called Holding It Down. Another one's called Rest in Grease. Then is Clownin'. And then 4 for $4. And again, the album's called We Beefin'. And it looks like Ready to Die for the album cover that Notorious B.I.G. did, only with a square hamburger patty.
Which is amazing. Everything about this is amazing. Go Wendy's.
Yeah, go. And they're really positioning themselves to where it's like, okay, McDonald's is like the kid stuff. We're going to be like their Twitter, like gets into Twitter wars with other ones and
It's
stuff
totally
like that.
going right towards millennials.
Beautiful idea. I mean, like you talk about great marketing for from anyone, but especially millennials.
Yeah.
Yeah. Drop a mixtape and make sure it's good.
Yeah.
Which means there's probably some A-level rap producer that produced this and made it good. So congratulations to them. Also, congratulations to Kentucky Fried Chicken that put together a sandwich that I'm trying to figure out if I'd ever want to eat it, but
Yes.
I'm glad it exists. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it's anywhere close to being part of a human diet. Like, it shouldn't be.
It should be.
It's 2 fried chicken, like almost like chicken fried steaks, with a waffle in the middle and like icing in it. Mm-hmm. Now.
Sounds amazing.
Okay, so you're saying it's amazing.
Yes.
I'm saying that I think it would probably taste amazing. It's probably 37,000 calories. I'm saying it's great drunk food, but here's the catch.
What?
Only available in Canada.
I'm willing to go there for this. I've actually seen this sandwich, but like opposite wise, like where the bun would be the waffle,
Yeah.
and then you have like chicken in between, which makes sense. You know, that seems more bun-like.
Speaking of that, and I didn't bring this up in the
What?
beginning of the show.
Why?
You made fun of me a couple weeks ago because I had
Always
never
do.
been to a Waffle House.
Yeah, what is wrong with you?
I told you there was one in Washington, PA.
Yeah, not a
That's
good
where
one.
my show was, and I went to the Waffle House in Washington,
How
PA.
was your service?
Service was good.
Really?
Yes. Food was exactly what I expected.
Yep.
Very, very high caloric. I knew I was in a place that did not give a damn about like anything when it was like any terms of health.
No.
When I ordered, like my side dish was grits, because anytime I get a chance to eat grits, I like
What?
grits. Yeah, I went grits. What did
Okay.
you want me to eat?
Hash browns?
No, I went with the
Smothered
grits.
and covered?
No, I wanted grits.
Okay.
So, and then she asked me, she says, check to see if you have enough butter in your grits. And this thing was yellow from butter. And I'm like, yeah, I think I'm good with the grits. But, and I also
can't believe
had,
you didn't get hash browns.
I didn't get a hash
You get them
browns.
smothered and covered and
No.
all these other delicious things.
Well, maybe we'll go back together. We'll go down to Washington and we'll go to the Waffle
Oof,
House.
then I have to drive with you all the way there.
Yeah. And all the way back since we're, or go by yourself and
Yeah,
tell me
I'll
about
meet
it.
you there.
Yeah. Anyway, so
See,
and then-
I don't know. It was
and I did have a waffle.
Waffle House to me is. See, I grew up going to the same Waffle House like my whole life. My aunt and uncle used to live in Tennessee, and they always went to the same Waffle House. So when we walked in, like they knew us. They would start making like my aunt and uncle's like breakfast as soon as we walked in the door. Like as soon as they would pull in their car, like they would start making it, and then they'd come over and like talk to us, and they already knew our names because we came there so much, and they would ask us what. Except there was one time when I was very upset because I was, I don't know, maybe like 5 years old, and the woman asked me what kind of eggs I wanted, and I said dippy eggs, and they all laughed at me, and I was really embarrassed.
What are dippy eggs?
Oh, they're like sunny side up eggs.
But you want to dip the bread in them, you're saying?
It's just that's what I call them. That's what everyone calls them.
Okay. In the Clemens household.
Everyone knows that.
Okay.
You should know that.
I didn't know that. But no, overall, I would say I had a positive experience at the Waffle House.
Good.
So I got the steak and eggs with the grits. And then because
And a
I was
waffle.
and a waffle, because I was
Yeah.
at the Waffle House, I figured I have to have a waffle. And then coffee. And they were quick on giving me new coffee.
Oh, hell yeah, they are.
So congratulations on the Waffle House. That was a good one. All right. But with the KFC, I would say I'm on the fence of whether I think it's a good idea, but I think there's a good chance that it could be just kind of over the top. All right. Next, someone who is not over the top is Pittsburgh favorite, Russell Crowe. He is currently in the midst of a divorce
Why is he a Pittsburgh favorite?
because he actually has a place in the Strip District.
What?
Yeah, you didn't know this?
I could meet Russell Crowe at some point?
So the story goes is, Russell Crowe's done 2 or 3 movies in Pittsburgh.
No.
Okay, he's done 2 or 3 movies in Pittsburgh. Likes the place, loves the. If you ever follow him on Twitter, he's always talking about the Penguins when they win the playoffs and all that kind of stuff. He's been to some Steeler games, all that kind of good stuff. So because he'd been here so many times and he's like a zillionaire, he has an apartment that would cost you or me we'd never dream of having it just as a place. But to him, he just kind of has it. And so if he's ever bored or he's in New York or something like that, he'll just be like, okay, I'm going to just john off to Pittsburgh and then go to a Penguin game and stay in my place. So
I'm going to go hang around the Strip a lot more.
there you go. And guess what? He is available now
Yeah.
because he is getting a divorce. Now, in order to clear in his mind all of the clutter from his marriage, he is doing something at Sotheby's in Sydney called The Art of Divorce, in which he is auctioning off all of his items. He expects to get close to about $5 million. Some of the items you can get is a chariot from the movie Gladiator,
Okay.
and a leather jockstrap from Cinderella Man, and the skates he had on Mystery Alaska. He has all those things. He's trying to get rid of them.
Doubt I can afford those.
Yeah, they're probably real expensive, but you could probably get something cheap,
A toothpick.
a toothpick from his whatever. But I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
I always have a problem when people are sad about divorces.
Yeah.
Like, if he's in a bad marriage, I'm sadder if he's staying in it.
Yeah.
There are certain people that are sad that they're getting divorced because they really don't want to be divorced. But if you want a divorce, and Russell Crowe, let's be honest, married Russell Crowe probably had a pretty decent life. Single Russell Crowe is gonna have the best life.
Especially if he's coming to Pittsburgh.
And I think Alex would definitely trip in front of him, bring his sister, and dance like no one's watching to be the next Miss Crowe.
Yes.
Miss Gladiator.
Yes.
So, but again, if you want to buy any of his stuff, you can go to Sydney and go to Sotheby's. Or if you're going to Belgium, you can stay in the Caenis Hotel in Belgium that looks like a colon.
My dad would love this place.
Yes.
I really want to suggest him staying there.
$150 a night, so not that bad. It's in Belgium on an island, and it looks like the human colon.
Which is great. I also never really knew what the colon looked like outside of, like, separated from all the other organs. You
Yes.
know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like, I've seen millions of pictures of it.
Really?
I've seen a lot of pictures of it.
Does your dad like have pictures like on the wall of colons?
Yeah.
Could he tell a good colon from a bad colon? Like, does he have like stories where he's like, "Oh my God, this person's colon," like
Yeah.
that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
Like, he sometimes goes, "Oh, Jim's coming around. Doesn't have a good colon. I'm not a big fan." But then like, "Ooh, Tony tonight." It's a magical journey.
it's just make it basically like how easy or difficult his job is. That's basically what it is.
Okay, so
You know?
how easy he can get the poop out.
Yes.
Okay, but again,
It looks like a big turnip
a big turnip with a
with
hole
a butthole on the end.
with a butthole on the end. But yeah, it's $150 a night. It was initially a piece of art. An artist did it, and then someone saw it and said, "Well, what are you going to do with it?" And he's like, "I don't know, probably throw it out. It's just a trailer, basically,
Throw it
whatever."
in garbage.
And he's like, "Well, can we have it? We'd like to make it into a hotel." And he's like, "Yeah, whatever you want." And so now it's a hotel. Couples love it because it's on an island. It's very secluded, and you can have sex in a colon, I guess.
I just want to know. I feel like they should have done something better with the butthole, like kind of like made a slide that goes out, so you can just like.
Slide out the butthole. Mm-hmm. Now let me ask you a question. Would it? I think it would almost be behoove you. You're going to do butt stuff in the hotel with the colon that looks like a colon.
Would you try and do butt stuff with the big butthole?
I think that would be an interesting. I mean, if you're all by yourself and there's no
Yeah,
one
like
around.
you do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think you'd have to. I
Yeah.
think that's like a requirement.
Yeah.
You have to sign a contract when you go there that you have to.
Yeah. $150 a night. It's in Belgium. Something else that's probably popular in Belgium because it's popular everywhere, Hall & Oates. Now, I think they're going to be touring again, too.
Oh, my God.
And if you ever need Hall & Oates, and this is real because I called it,
Oh, yeah, it's real.
there's a Hall & Oates hotline. If you're showing the picture right now,
Yep.
tell the phone number so the kids at home can call the Hall & Oates hotline.
719-266-2837 or 719-26-OATS.
All right. Not Hall. That's the first time Oates ever got some love. But
Thank God.
yeah, you can actually call that, and I've done it, and you pick which song you want,
Yeah, you just like press a number and you get a song.
and it plays the whole song too.
Mm-hmm.
So you can listen to Maneater. I think Hall & Oates is one of those sneaky bands that everyone loves but doesn't know they love.
Oh, I love Hall & Oates. I know that.
But you're more in touch with your feelings. There's a lot of people that don't get in touch with their musical feelings,
Right.
And they don't realize like they're at work all day and they're going, "Oh, here she comes," and you don't even realize you're listening to the genius of Hall & Oates.
Yeah.
And sometimes if you're at night and you're like, you know what, I could use some Rich Girl, and you're like, where's my CD? Where's my phone? What's going on? Oh, I can call and get an immediate fix of Hall & Oates.
Yeah.
Who else do you believe needs one of these hotlines?
I don't think I want anyone else to have one of these hotlines. I think that it makes it even better than it's only Hall & Oates that has one of these because they deserve it.
I think it should be like a Luther Vandross or a Marvin Gaye, because if, let's say, you're having someone over and you quickly need to get some baby making music on, and you want to get some good baby making music, you just call the phone number, have it on speed dial, boom.
I think I'd rather have Hall & Oates playing while making babies than Marvin Gaye.
Which Hall & Oates?
I don't know.
Because like you're, I mean, I don't know, baby. I mean, I
I'm
could
trying
say,
to think of like rhythm wise.
yeah, but I mean, like if you're doing like, okay, Maneater beat, doom, 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 doom,
I really
doom,
just
doom,
don't
doom,
want
doom,
music at all. So
You want a focus on your partner.
I
Yeah.
want silence.
You want pure
Don't
silence.
talk to me.
Don't even look at me. Be in another room.
If you could be in another room, that would be great.
Be a shit.
Thanks.
Just leave your penis here. But and then play some Hall & Oates.
Yes.
There you go. Finally, as we mentioned before, there's a lot of screwed up stuff happening in the world because of gun debates and school shootings and all this kind of stuff. Well, a school in northeastern Pennsylvania has decided that it's had enough, and it's going to solve the problem itself by putting a bucket of rocks in each room.
What's that for?
So if a school shooter comes in, they can throw rocks at them. So that's the answer that...
That seems like that might just make someone a little bit more angry.
But I'm
then-
saying if you're hoping then that you got like the high school pitcher or the quarterback in your
Right,
room.
definitely.
And again,
That or they're going to start doing this in gym class, like recreational rock throwing.
It comes back to the fact that I think that maybe this is part of the reason why we should have rocks and then bring back dodgeball.
Ooh.
No more of these like pansy sports that you're like, ooh, feelings. No, this is a matter of life and death. We need to teach kids to have good arm action so that this is where gym class comes in. Gym class is actually going away in a lot of schools because
Yeah.
they think it's not worth it because, ooh, the wimpy kids, I get picked last. No, you should work hard and get picked first. That's how life works. Anyway, so we got to teach kids to have good throwing motions because if you're hearing someone coming in, an intruder, a rapist, a shooter, you got that rock. You might have like 2 or 3 there. You got to be able to go accuracy and speed. You got to be going boom, boom, boom. And then all you're trying to do, 2 or 3 rocks to the head from a class. You're saying 30 rocks all at once. He's stoned to death. That's old school biblical stuff.
The thing I want to know is that this was on the news. Like, this is a news picture.
Yeah.
Did someone have to go out and, like, fill up a bucket of rocks in order to put this on the news, Like, take a picture of a bucket of rocks. Like, hey, Jim, this is your job for the day. He's the intern at the news station.
I actually met the guy who, for years, did all the weather graphics for
Yeah.
WPXI. And he also occasionally, if they were like swamped, would do stuff like this. So it was just flat out like, yeah, he would find a picture. It's like, okay, we have a guy got attacked by a dog in, the north side. And he'd have to find like a dog and he'd be vicious.
Rabid,
rabid dog. And he'd put rabid dog. And so next
Yeah.
time, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, there's guys, they're in the graphics department. So I believe if you I Googled the term bucket of rocks.
Yeah.
And that's how I got that.
Yeah.
So I'm sure all they did was just Google the term bucket of rocks.
I'm going to start taking pictures of really weird things so that people can put them on the news. And they'll
And
be
then
famous.
put them on there. And then put Alex Clemens somewhere
Oh, yeah,
on there.
absolutely.
Like you just sit there and just like, okay. But how many people think that having a bucket of, like, no one would anticipate that at some point
I
the
will,
news,
though.
You will. You'll have that kind of clairvoyance. That's why Alex is super producer Alex Clemens. That was news and notes. Now, our final segment, and we appreciate any of your comments. It's Comment Your Ass Off. Play the song.
Say hello to the world. Say hello to the villain that's been you.
Let's see. Brian Crawford commented about you're talking about Star Wars in the beginning of the show, the episode, whatever this is.
Yeah.
He said the prequels were rotten, super disappointing. Love, Brian. He didn't say love, but I put that in there.
And if you remember, basically, I was trying to make them a little bit more interesting by saying that Ewan McGregor and the guy, he was the guy in Taken. Liam Neeson was hardcore.
I would watch that.
Hardcore gay sex for 45 minutes. You'd watch Ewan McGregor and Liam Neeson have sex?
Yes.
Who's the bottom? Quick.
Definitely Liam Neeson.
No way.
Yeah.
McGregor is totally the bottom
You
of
wouldn't
that.
expect it.
But no, Liam Neeson's be at the top there. McGregor, look how pretty he is. He's practically a girl.
No.
He's the bottom.
Okay. You're telling. Oh, yeah. This might be the first, like, I can't deal with this anymore.
Okay.
Liam Neeson's like a badass. I love the Taken movies.
One of our biggest fans, Sam, commented a couple comments.
Okay.
He asked if we rehearse these shows. We do not, because that would take up way more of our time, and we're just not that good.
We're not.
I guess we're more naturally good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Practice would hurt us. Plus, Alex wants to spend the least amount of time as humanly possible with me.
In the same room,
Yeah.
We don't have any guest stars tonight. He asked, will the show do anything special for May sweeps? I don't know what that is. What's that?
That's in television where they set ad rates. So what they do during certain months of the year is they would do like big stuff, like they bring on big guest stars
Ooh.
or all that kind of good stuff to get the ratings up.
Yeah.
So then that's how they would set. Like,
During May.
it was usually May and I believe February, which is one of the reasons, wink, wink, why they pushed the Super Bowl into February, so that the network that had, like, you also in February is the Grammys,
Right.
and all that other kind of stuff, so that they could, beef up the ad revenue. Because then
Gotcha.
for the rest of the year to be like, oh, this is how much you have to pay to get a 30-second spot on ABC, even though it was the Oscars that they'd be looking at.
So, yeah, totally. We're having like Jello fights and stuff.
Yeah, Jello fights and strippers and cocaine.
He asked if we plan to interview Don Imus. I don't know who that is.
If Don Imus wants to appear on this show,
Who is that?
he's like an old school radio, like shock jock from like the 70s, 80s, and 90s. He's the guy who called the Rutgers women's basketball team a derogatory name and got in trouble. He was like the original quote unquote shock jock. Him and Howard Stern were like rivals in New York City.
Should we interview him? Do you
If he
think
wants
he'd
to
wanna
be
come
on
the
there,
show?
I would.
Sam, can you hook us up?
Yeah, I would anticipate that he's more than likely a jerk.
Aw.
So I would anticipate that he would be a bad interview because he would probably think that he's better than the Mike Sasson Show, even though this is
You
the
don't
future of
know
broadcasting.
that. You don't know that. Let's do it.
Okay, we'll get Don Imus on the show. Why
That's
not?
it.
That's it. Okay, thank you very much for all the comments on the show. And again, thank you very much to all you guys. If you want to watch me do stand-up, Monday. If you're listening on Tuesday, sorry you missed it. But Monday, 9:30, Pleasure Bar, Bloomfield. I'll be doing 20 minutes with the great Aaron Kleiber. He'll be doing so. Colin Chamberlain, great one, he'll be hosting. And then this Saturday, Terry Jones, myself on Drinking Partners with Ed Bailey and Dave Bracey, some other great comics. 2 shows, 7 o'clock, 9:30 at the Comptra Theater in Cranberry. If you're in the North Hills, this is your show to watch. I've done this a couple times. It's a great theater. Thank you again. Thank you to Alex Lemon, super producer extraordinaire. If you see her on the street, tell her, say hi. She's a great lady. My name's Mike Sasson. I'll see you later. Bye.